Figure 4 Radio.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Figure 4 Radio.
Hello everyone, welcome to Figure 4 Radio. It's the Mastermind Ollie Spring, and today I have two very special guests. I'm joined by the the King of Performance. I got that right in the end. Kelly Sixx and the as yet unnicknamed Bobbie Tyler.
Hello.
How are you doing, guys?
Hello, thanks for having us.
Thank
We
you.
got there in the end, didn't we?
Yeah, we got here eventually. So you guys have been wrestling today at Jury's Inn.
Yes.
Who were you in the match? Were you tagging? Was it singles?
Yeah, so it was myself and Bobbie. We were going in against Martina.
Yes.
And also Gene Money as well.
How did that go?
So yeah, it was real good fun.
Good match? Because I
Very
missed
good.
it, unfortunately. I was working.
Yeah, I was let down, but I mean, it was real good fun match. Like,
Cool.
Really
Okay.
fun.
Yeah,
Really fun.
don't normally get to have a strange moth's parts in my face.
I
Being Joey. We're allowed to
Wow.
swear on here?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she just sat on my face.
Wow.
So I'll go into. Yeah, I'm not going to. But we'll get into that later.
So I'm going to take things right back to the start. So I guess for both of you, when did you both discover wrestling? I guess is a good opening question. Should we start ladies first?
Yeah, it was one of those usual answers of when we had Sky, we'd watch it. Me and my little sister, actually. There's no one in my family watched wrestling. No one at all. So it was a bit random watching the Rory plays after school every day,
I
every
did the
Monday,
same.
Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And just think it was about, what was it? 10 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, 2008, 2007.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kelly, what was it for you?
Mine was fun. I'm going to apologise for my voice, by the
That's
way,
all
just
right.
for the listeners. I've lost my voice on Friday, and I've done 4 matches since then.
Wow.
So I'm buried. But yeah, so my one started off. I played SmackDown Here Comes the Pain on PlayStation 2 with my friend. Shout out to Sam Mansbridge. Thanks for getting me into wrestling, mate. We basically just started wrestling around with like teddies and stuff, and then my parents decided around that time they wanted a trampoline, so naturally went to trampoline wrestling.
Okay.
And it just went on from there. Eventually started training and stuff. So.
Cool. So yeah, how long have you guys been wrestling for?
Ooh. I say that like it's a long time. It's really not. Started training at UBW under Paul Ash. That was a couple years ago.
Okay.
Took a little bit of a break. Back trained at Hope, formerly Hope Apex,
Yep.
in August, and then from there
Wow.
I'm at Rev Pro now in Portsmouth.
Blimey.
Yeah.
So that's not that long actually. Then, in that
No,
case. So just
over about a year and a half.
year and a
if you're
half.
gonna add it all
Wow,
together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelly.
I've gone back for years now.
Yeah.
Like mine's such a mess of a story that I'll try and just give you the main points. That like I was started like when it started trampoline wrestling and stuff like that. It transitioned into when we were putting videos online. I started doing backyard wrestling in the same community as people like I don't know who else has made it public that they've come out, but basically as people like Paul Robinson, Will Ospreay, all that sort of stuff. So we were all in that massive community. It's where I learned.
Cool.
That's where I learned to. I learned the physicality of wrestling. So
Yeah.
how to do moves and take moves and stuff like that. But nothing else past that. I done bits and bobs, so like I trained at FWA for a very short time, and I couldn't hack the conditioning because I was like 14 years old trying to do 200 press ups. It was crazy.
Wow.
I went on to my first proper training school was Justin Richards' School of Wrestling. He did that in Essex, and I used to travel up and down from Southampton to there every week and do that. That was wicked. Other than that, I've done loads of different little things, but the main place I train at now and have trained at for the last sort of 2 years, I'd say, is 2 years in total because I had a break in the middle, is Rev Pro Wrestling.
So how long ago was it when you first started, like the proper training?
The proper training, well, considering I count Justin Richards as my first one, that was in 2010.
Okay.
So like I've technically been doing wrestling for like a decade now,
Yeah.
but I only really count the last sort of 2 to 3 years, and then I only say I've been wrestling on shows about a year and a half.
It's a little bit like Ashley Dunn when he says he's only been doing it for a few years, but actually he's been backyarding and doing all that stuff for forever.
Yeah, and like people knock it, but you learn a lot from the yard. Like, it depends where you were. Like, some people just got in their back garden and got like barbed wire and just random stuff and tore themselves apart. You don't learn a lot there, but like our community like critiqued each other on like whether stuff was clean, whether it made sense and stuff like that, and I learned a lot from that. So yeah, I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't take any of those years back at all.
I get, and like, cause I'm self-trained in a lot of like music, and I think like I have a lot of friends that were kind of, I went through colleges and stuff and learned and was taught the proper way, I guess, and they just got bored by it. Whereas when you do it, I guess when you do it like, you're doing it for the passion, you do it for the fun, and you don't have all the politics that you have. You just get out there and mess around, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When were your first matches? That's another one I'm curious about.
Oh my.
Can you remember your first matches?
Yeah, I had like a little. It was more of a training school match.
Okay.
With an audience of friends and family, if that counts.
I guess.
I was against my trainer Paul Ash, so it was a guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
First proper match was with Jade. Back in.
Was that UBW still?
UBW. Yeah. A little village hall, July last year.
Wow.
So coming up to a year.
So it's not even a year since your first match.
Not properly, no.
Wow. And then today you're in the ring with. Because I've never heard of Martina, but apparently she's quite a big deal apparently. So
she's great.
No offense if she's listening, not that she'll be listening, but you never know.
I think she is. Nah, she's crazy, man. She's like she's one of those people that sort of like, from my perspective, she came out of nowhere. She's been working hard in the background, but like as soon as she blew up, she really blew up, and she's so good.
It's OTT she's in, like over in Ireland.
Yeah, she's the queen of OTT, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's good.
And when was your first match, or who and when and where? And
so my first match on a show with a paying crowd was like 2008, I believe. It was myself and he was another yarder, so we're completely untrained. Another yarder called Dan Gutierrez back then.
Okay.
So that was in front of a paying crowd, and I'm sorry to that crowd that came to that show to see whatever that mess was.
Could not have been that bad, surely.
No, yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
Any footage online anywhere?
I've got it somewhere. It's hidden away on my hard drive. I've got a hard drive of gold that if anyone got hold of, it would ruin me. But that stays with me. And my proper actual pro wrestling debut, I'd probably say, was for Rev Pro, 2012 or 13.
Rev Pro quite a big promotion, I think.
Yes.
That's how I presume them, or how I perceive them to be, at least.
They're very big. We were on there when they did the training school. They ran that for a little while, and a bunch of us came in. 3 of the standouts were myself, a guy by the name of Jack Fox, and Josh Bowden was in that school as well. And I hope they don't mind me saying that we were the sort of standouts, because we kind of were at that point. Everyone else had come in with no background, and we'd all been elsewhere. And once we came in, they started doing trainee shows down in Portsmouth, which were just friends and family plus kids from the local area. They did really well, but yeah, that was my first taste of a professional show.
Cool. So Bobbie, you mentioned earlier that your first match was with Jade.
Yeah.
Now I've seen you guys in so many matches now. What's it? Because I think with a lot of women's wrestling, a lot of the time you are the only match on the card.
Yeah.
And I guess locally around here, I don't know what it's like down in Southampton, but it seems that there's not a lot of women wrestlers kind of for you to get involved with, I guess. Do you think it helps with it just being you and Jade most of the time, or is it a bit more of a hindrance? Do you want more kind of people to kind of learn from, or
you know what, you say that I haven't wrestled Jade since October last year.
Really? I could have swore. I mean, even though I know you weren't in there last weekend, I could have swore it was Jade you were wrestling last weekend.
It's always Jade.
Yeah.
No matter who it is, it's always Jade.
Everyone pokes fun at them for it, don't they? But really, it hasn't happened that much. But.
No, I can't wait for it.
I think it's in my first 3 matches I commentated for you. It was you and Jade, and I guess for my sake, it was brilliant because I got to learn both of you really quickly, and I could kind of play on the history you guys had. But then, from an in-ring perspective, does it get boring, or is it more fun because you obviously you get that chemistry built up over the time?
Well, with me and Jade, we were both very much trainees when we started, so having each other who knew each other putting on matches in front of paying fans, we knew we could give them something good. Whereas if I was just starting, someone round and came in, I can't really rely on myself to put on as much as a good show. Saying that, we do have a match coming up.
Shock horror.
First time ever.
Don't know. Keep an eye on Sacrifice Pro. New. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yes.
New upcoming
show,
running shows in Leighton Buzzard, all for charity.
That's
really
a week
good cause.
today, I think, as we're recording.
Yes, it is.
Although when this is released, it would have probably been yesterday. So, man, that was a good match, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it tore the house down.
Wait, what? When?
This is
She didn't get that.
I didn't get that
I
joke.
think this is being released. I think my timeline for this is a week tomorrow. That it's so for those listening, we're recording this WrestleMania Sunday. However, this is going to be coming out.
Oh right,
I
okay.
think a week tomorrow.
Got it.
I think
We're not wrestling next show. I don't know if it's been announced yet, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut now.
Okay, but it's coming up. Will it be
up.
for Sacrifice again?
It will be
Or
for
is-
Sacrifice.
Probably, yeah, cool.
I
So
won't go into detail.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely need to get Leon here to talk about Sacrifice again at some point.
You do, yes.
Yeah. And now, Kelly, I've noticed on your Facebook, you were talking about taking a leap of faith. Now, I think we said that was to do with wrestling.
Yeah.
And then I noticed as well you were asking about people doing podcasts. So was that kind of seeking out of podcasts and this leap of faith connected in any way?
Yeah, it is. So basically, and if you ever hear this, Mum, I'm sorry, because as soon as she finds out what I'm doing, she's going to bury me. Essentially, I just kind of came to the end of my tether with full-time work. I looked at what I was producing from wrestling and from some of the other video editing and things like that I do, and I decided to give full-time wrestling a go. So
Wow.
I handed in my notice the other day.
Holy shit.
So yeah, this is it. As I stand, if I continue to make the amount that I'm making at the moment, I will not make it through the year.
Okay.
But because I've got all the extra time, I'll be able to work on like video production.
Yeah,
I'll be able
yeah.
to do more shows during the week. So that's the leap of faith in the fact that if it works, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, of course.
If it bails, I'm fucked.
But I guess you're taking the chance, which a lot of people might not have the courage to do. So that is awesome. So actually, as well, earlier on this year, you paid for WCPW.
Yeah.
How was that for starters? Because that was that I the first I heard of it was when Bobby puts a picture up and I'm seeing you and Ashley Dunn in the ring. I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. What was that experience like for you?
That was crazy. Like literally, we got given 3 weeks' notice, and it was just, I don't know. I was still carrying my my Christmas weight as I always do. I carry my Christmas weight all year round.
I gotta say that's my all year weight. That is.
Yeah. So I literally went, fuck. So I need to get in the gym now. I was in there literally. I'd wake up, go to the gym, cardio, work, get out of work, go to the gym, cardio, and like I lost like a stone in about a week and a half.
Holy shit.
Like 2 weeks possibly. It's crazy. But we had to keep everything quiet. Couldn't tell anyone. We went down there on the day, and like it's a shame that like when you're watching wrestling on video and on film, it doesn't pick up as much of the crowd as it was like live, because a lot of people have come up to me and said, oh, they weren't that receptive at the start. Mate, they were loud. Like, we were so surprised. As we went through the curtain, I turned to Ash and I was like, don't expect a reaction. They don't know who we are. And they came up and we had 3 This Is Awesome chants and a debut match. Like, I honestly, WCPW was absolutely insane and I cannot wait to go back.
Yeah, because as I was saying, I've only seen the highlights and I was popping at all the highlights because let's say the crowd were nuts for it, and I think you and Ash especially deserve it because you've got the skills. You go out there and you put on a good show. Bobby, what was it like watching him in the ring on such a big stage? And it was Will Ospreay and Paul. Scotty. I won't call him Essex, but yeah,
he's Scott Wainwright now.
What was it like, kind of watching him? Did you know? I'm guessing you might have known about it.
Yeah,
beforehand.
we came up with them. Me and Alice, Ashley's fiance. We were just waiting, counting down the matches because they had so many matches on that show. I think it was
a 12 match.
Wow.
No
And
interval.
we were 9.
Jeez, and actually, there's only like 9 on the main card of Mania this year, I think.
Yeah, man.
Was it 10 on something like So there was more cards than Mania and more matches than Mania.
And we were 9th on, so we're like, they're going to have seen everything.
Yeah.
So we need to do something.
What else was on the card? Can you remember? Nothing as good as a tag
there
match.
was Ligero and Pentagon Dark, I believe, was the opener. So that was
okay,
cool.
so that's a pretty hot opener, I guess.
Yeah, so that was cool. And they were trading Canadian Destroyers in the opener, so we were like, what are we going to do?
You followed
setting the bar nice and low.
Travis Banks and Doug Williams.
So that was
cool.
Because yes, that was nice. That was a wicked one. There was loads of crazy stuff, and then the main event was Riddle and Rhodes. Riddle was a surprise opponent for Rhodes, and that was crazy as well.
I think Matt Riddle's one of the hottest kind of indie guys at the moment. He's kind of really. So actually, it wasn't as if it was a kind of a rubbish card. So you guys were getting hot chance on a pretty stacked card.
Yeah, they said going into it was like a pay-per-view show for them. So we're just blown away.
That's awesome. Yeah, I might have to get. Cause it's available on their on-demand service, I think.
Yes, absolutely, definitely sign up for that.
I might have to look into that. just for one match, I'm just going to sign up to the whole thing just to see the one match.
It's worthwhile.
So you guys are a tag team. I guess, in the ring, and you also tag team outside of the ring. In that respect, what's it like being a wrestling couple, as it were?
I find it's wicked. It's like, that's from my point of view anyway. I'll get mine out of the way, and then she can tell me like how it's shit. And it's like the worst thing.
Just the part when you getting home and going straight to the gym, waking up, going straight to the gym.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like she puts up with me wanting to go to the gym all the time and focusing on wrestling and diet and stuff like that. And she knows that wrestling like comes first before pretty much anything in my life, and she supports that. And so like that's literally, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Awesome.
Now you can bury me now. So that's good.
What's that like going out with a wrestler?
It's awful fucking shit.
I'll be honest, when I was a bit scared to tell anyone at first, because of certain people who trained me and were around me were telling me it's an awful idea, don't ever do it.
Okay.
If it goes wrong, oh my god, everything will fall apart for you. So at first I didn't tell anyone. We were like, oh yeah, we won't tell anyone for like a year that we're going out, and then like a month later we were like, shall we just tell everyone?
Just
like,
give it,
who really cares,
Crack
like
too, yeah.
So yeah, it's been great, absolutely great, traveling together. It would be hard, I think, if he wasn't a wrestler more than if he is.
So I guess you both get what's involved in.
Exactly. I don't think anyone can grasp it unless they do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Because I'm thinking back to a show in last October. Did you get injured in a match? Was it the casket match where you bust your ankle?
No, casket I was fine in actually. Although that did, I missed my ankle somehow in that match.
I just heard a really loud crack at some point, and so I know something hit something that it shouldn't have done, and
that was your hip on the
was it?
Yeah,
so
I've managed to knock that a few times now.
Okay.
I did a Rana and I landed a heavy on my hip, and it just gave me jip for a while, but it's okay now.
So when you're watching each other's matches, do you ever does it make it harder to watch? Obviously, you know that 90% of what's happening out there is all selling, but is it harder to watch each other's matches knowing that they could, I guess you're more invested in the safety of the match, I guess, in that respect.
I was completely sober watching that match and
I
everything.
think that's a lie.
So, like, Josh does some, Kelly does some ridiculous dives. So I sit there cringing for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've got a bit more used to it now.
Okay.
But
so I think I'm right in saying Alice, Ashley Dunn's other half, she hates like the stuff he does and doesn't want to hear about it.
She just gets mad now.
Yeah.
I don't think she gets cringy. She's like, here we go again.
Yeah, I think that's why she drinks so much wine.
Yeah.
Just to get through the show. Yeah. So I guess is it easier then, maybe, I guess, if you're both in the business, so you know that most of the time it's not there really isn't in pain, or I tend to be the opposite of what Bobbie's like, in terms of I'm there going, go on, get stuck in, lay in, take some stuff, get dropped in your head, do whatever. So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Romance.
Yeah, just don't start fighting on the podcast.
No.
So, Anna, so we mentioned tonight is WrestleMania night. I know this is going to come out after WrestleMania, but what are you guys hyped? Because you're zipping off to Southampton soon to go and watch the show. What are you most looking forward to from WrestleMania?
The pizza. Oh my god!
Ours is in the freezer right now.
Yeah, I can't wait for pizza.
So the thing you're looking forward to most for WrestleMania is pizza. Oh dear!
You have no idea.
Has the build really been that bad this year?
Oh
God, no. The problem with us is where we've been cracking on with diet and stuff like that, and gymming a lot more. We don't get as much time as we'd like, so we just watch highlights.
Yes, yeah. Same.
So a lot of the card, I don't know everything going into it.
That's why I watch the pre-show.
Yeah.
So I can get caught up with it.
We're definitely watching the pre-show. We're going to watch the whole show, and like, at the end of the day, you could watch no build up for Mania and it still just blows everything out of the water.
This is what I keep saying. So many people are like, no, I'm just going to watch it tomorrow, or I'm not going to stay up. And I'm like, but
it's not the same.
If you're a wrestling fan, surely, even if the build's shit, you've got, because it's WrestleMania, you got to.
I thought of something about this the other day. I just want to add in here.
Yeah.
Whereas I have a lot of people that are like, oh, my passion's wrestling and stuff like this. I love wrestling. I really want to learn to do this, and this. And then you can tell a lot about someone's passion for wrestling, about whether they're bothering to stay up for Mania.
Yeah.
It's like, do you actually like wrestling that much if you can't be asked to stay up for the one show a year?
It's Christmas,
the biggest
isn't it?
show. Yeah. It's the biggest show of the entire year. And you're like, no, I'll sleep because I've got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man up.
I've had tomorrow booked off for at least 6 months. I've already got SummerSlam Monday booked off, and as soon as they announce the date for Survivor Series, I'll book that off as well.
Yeah.
So the big four, I can't be doing it all every month, but the big four, I'm always booking them off. So
yeah, absolutely, man. It's so good.
Awesome. Well, as I say, you guys have got a long ass drive to go to get home, so I won't keep you much longer. But thank you very much for joining us. Social media-y stuff. Where can we find you guys?
Well, I'll go first.
As she gets the phone out.
I just want to be sure.
So I got my Facebook page, which is just Kelly Sixx. You should find it just /Kelly Sixx. Instagram and Twitter is both Kelly Sixx UK.
Cool. And you have like you got a t-shirt store somewhere, I think, as well, because you've got quite a cool little t-shirt that I'm very tempted to get as soon as I have some money. Yeah, that one actually. That one, I quite like that t-shirt. Where can we get those?
If you go on to kellysixx.bigcartel.com, you can also find that link on my Facebook fan page as well.
There you go.
So that'd be cool.
Bobbie, where are you?
I'm Bobbie Tyler UK.
Yeah.
And it's Bobbie with an I.
Bobbi.
B-O-B-B-I,
Yeah, not
yes.
B-B-I. B-I-B-B-Y.
And on Facebook it's /Bobbie Tyler.
There we go.
Yes.
So get over there, folks. Give them a like, give them a share, tell all your friends about them, because these are two people that I think you're going to be seeing a lot of very soon. Guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So there we go, guys. Kelly Sixx, Bobbie Tyler, collectively known as Tyliner. I'm sure you can find them on a wrestling card near you sometime very soon indeed. Of course, don't forget to give us a like. Figure 4 Radio on Facebook. Facebook.com/Figure4Radio. We are on Instagram and Twitter at Figure4Radio. Follow me on Twitter. That's F4R_Mastermind. And of course, we have the website figure4radio.weebly.com, where you can find information on all our presenters. There's some blogs from me from last year for some pay-per-views. And of course, you can find all our podcasts on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podomatic, Mixcloud. Pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts, you can find us. And of course, as well, last but not least, we have our YouTube account, youtube.com/F4TV. There was a WrestleMania predictions podcast up released not too long ago. We might have to review that and see how we did in the predictions. So yeah, do give us a follow, give us a like, subscribe, share, tweet us, message us, DM us, do whatever you need to do on social media, but get in touch because we love the interaction. We'll be back next week with Killer Kai Brands Warfare, a special podcast that we recorded over in Wales a few weeks ago. Fun fact, Bobbie Tyler and Kelly Sixx were both on the card then as well. So those two are absolutely everywhere. So for now, I've been the Mastermind Ollie Spring. Massive thank you to Bobbie Tyler, Kelly Sixx for joining me today. And we will see you next week on Figure 4 Radio.
Figure 4 Radio.